7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
Finishing in second, riding for Red Bull KTM, Marvin Musquin. And your winner, riding for Red Bull KTM, Cooper Webb. Congrats, guys. At the opener, we had rain, Glendale, there was a red flag, and last week was a Triple Crown, so this was kind of our first traditional format where there was no outside variables. Kind of take us through the night and kind of where you stand now that we've gotten 4 rounds in and the series is somewhat developed. Blake?
I missed, then I hit, then I missed, and then I hit again. So I'm kind of got the high and low roller coaster going on for sure. I guess I need to work on next weekend for sure. I mean, the podium is awesome. I was stoked to get that tonight for sure, just because I was buried, very bad start, and didn't think I was going to even maybe get to 5th. So pulled through on that, but definitely, it's just been a roller coaster ride for me. And qualified 12th to 14th, and after round 1 qualified first, and then it's just kind of been a really steep roller coaster since then. So I'll take what I can get.
Marvin?
Well, like you said, definitely 4 rounds and 4 different rounds. I mean, different races. It's like you said, Triple Crown, mud, dry, and Oakland always, like you said earlier, it's always gets rutted. And I didn't expect it to be that ruddy today, considering the weather and the dirt. But obviously, at nighttime, always the moisture came back, and it was a good racetrack. So. Yeah, it's we just talked about it with my wife right now, and to be only 4 points down in the championship, that never happened that early in the championship. So yeah, considering all and off season, I'm definitely in a good position. We always want more, but yeah, you got to look back where you come from, and it's good. It's only the beginning, but we're making progress for sure.
Cooper?
Yeah, it's through 4, like everybody's saying, 4 different elements for sure. Rain, dry, and then Triple Crown. And this track was, for the main, it got really tough. I'd say beside the main, everybody was pretty close in practice, and the loops were tough all day, but it was, to me, a track that was totally different once it broke down. We were all doing the same rhythms and pretty identical times, so once it broke down, I think for me, the track was a lot more raceable, and kind of, we could have our strong points and stuff. So yeah, it was cool for me. I was seeing another win. It's pretty awesome, and yeah, I'm stoked on that for sure.
Marvin, in the second half of that race, it seemed like you picked it up. Did you make some kind of adjustment or anything like that? It seemed like you really almost flipped the switch the second half there.
I don't think I was doing anything different, but I think what gave me confidence and keep it going like that is to be able to pass Tomac and Rocks, and that really helped me my momentum. And yeah, I was running second. I was comfortable. It was it's a long main event, so, and I think I relaxed too much in that corner coming off that big triple, and I lost the front end. So on the tough track like that, and really tight lap times, and everybody was going fast, I was like, man, that's going to be very, very tough to get on the podium tonight. And then at the end of the main, I almost passed for the win. So it's crazy how it happened. It's you never know what can happen when you're racing like that in the track like tonight. But yeah, from practice to the main, it's so much different, especially those whoops. You see some guys, they just kill it in the whoops in practice, and coming on to the main event, it's a different story. It's super rough and technical, and then you got to be creative, and that's where I think I was able to do pretty good. But yeah, coming back from a crash to a second place like that, I mean, it's a great result for me.
Steve Giverson with Vital MX. Blake, I think quite a few of the guys were jumping through the whoops during the main event. You seem to still have quite a bit of success skimming through them. Talk about that a little bit.
Just listened to Burner, closed my eye and prayed a little bit. Just sent it in there.
Just a little bit?
Okay, I sent it a lot, closed my eye and prayed a lot. Marv's always been a jumper, and even Coop, when he was on the light bike before he moved up to big bike class, was really good at jumping. So I'm terrible at jumping, just gonna put it out there. So I'm just gonna stick to the close my eyes and try to skim as long as I can. And I skimmed all night. I just kept sending it in there, and that's my strong point. And recently, but a few years back when my whole lights career and just getting on the big bike, I would have dreaded those whoops and pretty much opted to go around them all night. But it's something that you just got to go in there, and it'll only go one way or the other. So I just watch a lot of videos of James and try not to do what he used to do.
Yanni Hovey, X-Racing Magazine. Cooper, 4 races, 2 wins. Are you surprised?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had no idea I would be able to accomplish that. I mean, I said it last week, but my goal this year was to win a race. So for it to happen this way is pretty spectacular, but it's motivating at the same time. You know, the work we put in the off season is obviously paying off right now, but just it's pretty spectacular, like you said. To the first 2, I was riding good, but the results weren't quite what I wanted, and to have 2 wins in a row is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, Dan Lamb, Moto X Addicts. Coop, you had like a 7-8 second lead with 5-6 minutes to go. You were kind of running at like a 55 second pace, 55 mids. He was coming. How hard was it to turn it up when he was coming, closing really fast, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds a lap for a minute?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, for me, he was on me at first, and then he had that crash, and I was able to put some laps, and I felt like I had a good gap, and I saw that I was kind of pulling from, at the time, Kenny and Eli, and so I kind of thought that was a pretty good pace, and then I saw he started making moves, so it is tough to flip that switch again to like, okay, we got to buckle down and get back on the times, and especially with lappers and how easy it was to make mistakes and stuff. So yeah, I knew, unfortunately, that he was coming, and I could tell he was catching me, I just didn't know where. And then, like you said, I was trying to kind of get back in my groove, made a few mistakes, but overall I was still happy to be able to keep my composure and still get it done. But he was definitely coming.
Cooper, you talked a little bit about wanting to win a race this year, but winning 2 in a row. Did something kind of click for you after that first one, or did anything change?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it almost became a little less pressure because that was kind of the monkey off my back. So for it to happen again, no, I wasn't really expecting that. Every time I'm out here, every weekend I approach the same. I want to do the best I can, and whatever happens, happens. So especially after today, I mean, qualifying, and I made that mistake in the heat and stuff. It wasn't like it was a track that, it suited me really well. I mean, I felt like I rode good in the main, but to kind of, turn it around from practice and the heat and stuff, I was pretty stoked about that.
Stefan, LeBigUC.com. A question for Marvin. There were at least 20 French spectators in the stand. I mean, did it help you a little bit to run a bit better?
Yeah, it definitely hurt them. Yeah, they're really loud, so it's always special to see French fans coming all the way from France, and it's a long trip, but yeah, they're very passionate, and you know, like I said on the podium, you know, it's pretty cool to be racing on the West Coast, and they're able to come and visit and drive to the races. You know, when you go East Coast, you know, it's a little different, I guess, and it's always cool. So thanks to them, but I also never obviously forget the Americans fans, and I have you know, still some good support. You know, even though what happened last year, you know, it's good to see some good support, but. Yeah, once again, some Frenchmen was there, and we'll see them again in San Diego, I'm sure.
For Cooper, you said the pressure was off after that first win. I believe now you've got the points lead, so does that add any additional pressure? Is the pressure back on now, so to speak?
For me, no. I mean, it's 4 rounds. We got 13 left, and like I said, I think for me, it's almost a confidence booster. You know, to be able to back it up and, you know, have that thing for the first time is a huge accomplishment for me. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I just want to apply the same thing that I've been doing, you know, have good weeks, work on my flaws. I mean, even this week I won, but definitely wasn't the best guy. So got stuff to work on, and every weekend's a new weekend for sure.
Thanks, guys.